Well, hello and welcome to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. I'm Gonna Die Edition. I'm your host, Yeoman Hero, and today you probably noticed that I have changed some things up. Got some different mods in here, made some of the characters that show up back in Inquisition look more like the Inquisition shelves for like visual connection between the three games due to the fact that for some reason, instead of doing their best to perfectly or like as well as can be expected replicate character designs, they apparently think it's more important to just change them some. I don't know exactly what the whole thought process behind it is. The weird thing is now that I think about it, they actually used for Liliana and Morgan, they used some models to design the characters off of for the first game, which I don't think they ended up doing for the later for Inquisition. Anyway, the reason this is on here is because for some reason,
if there's anything I can do for you, please,
for some reason, this whenever I started doing more of these, it activated a whole bunch of these feast day stuff. Basically, crap. My brain just kind of exploded on me or something. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway.
if there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
I just realized I have to actually buy one of each in order to get this to go away. Okay, so what I'll probably end up doing is just turning it off in the DLC settings before I start playing this again. Because otherwise I'm going to have to deal with this quest marker being above his head, which is obnoxious. Okay, so I'm going to have conversations. Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? Alright, have fun then. Let me know if you find your way.
What do you need?
And here's Alistair. It's supposed to look more like his Inquisition self. Apparently that's the hair and all that jazz. I'd like to ask you something. Can you teach others to be a Templar?
I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Very well, I'll respect your word.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
The proofs +1. You'll probably ask again right now. Get that notes. Alistair. Alistair is fascinated by magic, even as his life is defined by fighting against dark manifestations. He has a fondness for strange runestones and figural studies of arcane creatures. Notes. What? Go away. That is stick thingies. Okay. Win.
Is there something you need?
I'd like to ask you something about the circle.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
What was life like in the tower?
I would be lying if I said it was easy. First, there were rules, and we were constantly watched to make sure we behaved appropriately. Then there was the study of magic. We had to cast the spells just so, control the effects completely. A single word spoken incorrectly, a gesture out of sync, and lack of focus. And we needed to have perfect focus, or we would be in danger.
That sounds horrible.
It may seem that way sometimes, but it was the best thing for me. I was given the opportunity to develop my skills, to learn. And there was joy in life at the Circle. The joys of fellowship, in knowing that you were not alone in your struggles. Perhaps it was like your life in the alienage. The people outside may have shunned you, but you didn't care because you were surrounded by your kind, your family. We are not so different, you and I.
There's nothing else I want to discuss right now. That was kind of interesting. I don't see why you can't, like, respond to that statement, though. Like, she just assumed that we're alike.
Yes,
I'd like to
Well,
talk.
here I am.
You are a traveling minstrel. Do you have tales to
Of
share?
course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Again, Darkspawn.
Which one?
Another story. You know anything about the Baelish?
I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to servants live in the great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own.
Her top row of teeth don't match her bottom row of teeth. That kind of bothers me. On top of that, what was that? She, like, cut herself off somehow.
The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a holy exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
Yes, and your upper row of teeth is now bothering me, and is probably going to continue to bother me through the rest of this playthrough. Yeesh, why did I have to notice that? Just move on. Liliana approves +1. Ooh.
Yes,
I have a
I
question.
am hardly surprised.
Actually,
Very
never
well.
will. I wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then.
That's enough for now.
Then I suggest we move on.
Let's go.
As you wish.
That went nowhere. Okay, this is really the reason why I came back to camp.
I have a thought.
Just the one.
Ah, such wit. Truly, you and Mother should form a troupe of jesters and tour the countryside. We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
What makes you think the mages still have this book?
Flemeth is a sorceress of legend, is she not? And her grimoire would be more than a mere curiosity to mages that daren't even glance towards the places my mother has walked for eons. No doubt 'tis considered something dangerous, perhaps best locked away somewhere dark, yes? And if not, then at least I know it does not exist. But there is no harm in looking, surely?
Very well. If we go back to the tower, I'll look for
Good.
it.
I am most interested to see its contents, should it be located. The grimoire is leather-bound and adorned with the symbol of a leafless tree, should you come across it. If not, however, then I shall simply put it out of my mind.
Clemens Grimoire. Morgan approves +3. To my inventory screen. I already have this nonsense. Morgan, you wanted a book. That is not the book you need. Black Grimoire.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope... This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be... interesting.
There we go. That happened. Now then, we've gotten that out of the way. Inventory. Okay, so Liliana can level up. That means stealing. Nice. Click. Click. Can't level up yet. Should not. Prince Fluffernutter, on the other hand, can. Let's level up Morgan. Herbalism. Next. Bear sheep. Huh. What do I want? Oh yes, weakness. I forgot. This is a nice one to combine some other magical abilities. Specifically Drain Life, because it makes you, like, yank more stuff out. Up there. Whatever. What is that? Cunning. Let's give you Survival, because I don't know what to do with that one. Definitely. Character... Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Hector had a... That Inventory. This.
If there's anything I can do for you, please.
Let me see where's that's what I need. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Not getting rid of that. What I am doing is I'm picking up the rest of the Blood Dragon Plate stuff. Hector to use. Might end up selling that. It's got a whole lot of nice stats on it.
If there's anything I can do for you,
Yeah, I'm
please,
gonna go ahead and
please
sell it.
tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my
Plus
boy and
selling
I have
it.
collected, and with your discount.
Selling it, especially selling it to Bodon, gives me the opportunity of buying it back if it turns out is better. So. Diligence, armor, diligence, heavy chain, gloves. Okay, so then, can you wear any of this yet? Oh, that's Hector. Again, you cannot wear this. Liana, Alistair. Why on earth is Alistair? Split mail, chainmail, heavy chainmail. Really? That actually looks better. So
You and your friends are formidable foe.
I shall sell this. Sorry, I'm doing all of this on screen because I feel like it. I can't remember if I picked these up in Lothering or not. And if I did, then great. Because that's what I need to do, but I'm not 100% sure. So I want to figure out what I want to do next. Yeah, deal with the Warden doobly-doo. You know what? I think I'm going to decide to leave all the DLC quests to like the very end. But yeah. Everyone here but Wynn has a mod to make them look different. Technically, even Hector does. Might need to, Also, what's interesting about Morgan here is this is supposed to be a mod that changes her outfit to what she has in... Well, at least one of her outfits that she has in Inquisition. However, for some reason, the hood is still up, which is a leftover from the previous mod, so I don't know exactly how that worked out, but it's cool, so I'm going to take it, not look a gift horse in the mouth. So yeah,
Indeed.
that's my game.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got Denerim, Van Loren, Lake Callanhead, Circle Tower, Prospect Mountains, Redcliffe, Haven. Do I want to try and... You know what? Should I? I just don't know if I'm ready for that. I think I'll go ahead and go to the deep roads. Get these out of the way, because the deep roads take a stinking long time to get through. Well, hello there.
Going.
Okay, we've got a glyph of paralysis. Okay.
Our Lehman sends his regards, Warden. We're trying to keep the roads clear and safe.
Yeah, that's the... That is the only one that actually speaks, so there's no reason to... I tried to record previously, and that was the case because I tried talking to every single one of them.
Yes.
Almost looks like something didn't load in properly for that scarecrow, but I could be wrong. It's such a small thing that probably didn't get by BioWare or the mods that I have gotten mods from. Anyway. And
I'm off.
I would technically want to put all the mods I use in, like, the list. Like, in a list in my description for my videos. But the problem with that is I don't remember all of the mods that I've got. Like, I know a few of them. It's like Elf Update and Kunari. Well, there's a couple. There's an Elf and Kunari change that I use so that my looks like it's gonna be raining outside. Oh well, I'm indoors. Paragons, those are what those giant statues are of.
Time.
Bounty hunters, you say? Oh joy. You are not going to get to do anything? Because I don't like you.
I'm a warder show. Logate sentence.
Oh joy. Group heal and life ward on Moriana. What? What are you doing? Why on earth has this character not been taken care of yet?
I'm off.
That is a lot of blood. You just stabbed quite a few people, so yeah. Stabbed and cut and sliced and diced.
Most traders aren't allowed into Orzammar, so they just sort of gather near the doors. There's no laws up here at all, I'm told.
Huh. What's the point of this area if there's nothing here? Pox on you.
I've never seen an elf down here before.
Let kings fight over kings. Trade needs to flow.
Yes? Oh? What was this about?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
I worried this might happen.
I hear you stole
I
supplies
hoped it
from the
wouldn't
guild.
be you who came for me. I have no choice. Forgive me, Warden, but I cannot go back with you.
It's going.
I have to say, some of these deserter doodly-doos, they don't exactly seem like they were in the wrong. I'm not sure. That guy can't be talked to. Except for now. Quest updated. Lake Calenhead, Frostback Mountains. Okay, so Denorum's the last one I have to deal with this. Redcliffe, Lothering, and Denorum. Go away. Okay. Mark all is red. Completed quests, codex. Basically, I want to get through all.
How am I supposed to live with no crafts to sell? I'll be ruined.
Can I interest you in something? I've got the finest selection of previously owned armor and weaponry this side of Val Royeaux. Why pay through the nose for new equipment when you can buy it like new for much, much less? Oh, here and there. Look, that's really not important. The important thing is, it's cheap. And just as good as what you'd find at a smithy. Oh, of course. And remember, take a look. Everything's covered by Farron's 24-hour lifetime guarantee.
Qunari paint. Stem. Templar. Qunari paint. Well, +1 to all attributes. 2% health to regeneration in combat. Stamina regeneration and armor. That might be good. Okay, Greater Lyrium Potion Recipe. That might be actually something good I'd want to pick up. Freezing, Shock, Acidic, Death Root, Spirit, Dupe, Death Root. I feel like he's connected to getting Qunari's or Sten's sword back. Basically, there's a quest.
So it seems. I got a cousin in Van Farron's army, too.
Bloody dwarves will argue themselves into poverty if they aren't careful.
So what do you think will happen to all those people we left behind in Lothering?
Some of them will find their way to Denerim. Many will die, as the Maker wills.
Don't you wish you could have stayed there? To help more people, I mean.
If the Blight isn't stopped, everyone will die. This is the greater good we're serving, both of us, right here.
So it's all right to let some people die for the greater good? I'm not so sure about that. I felt bad leaving all those people there, all panicked and helpless.
You're doing what you must, Alistair. There will be worse to come yet. You will need to steel yourself. You know this.
I've never been very good at that. The steeling myself part. I find it better sometimes to just be a little weak. I'm all right with that, really.
I don't believe you. And either way, it's not as if any of us has a choice.